people that are choosing to move are really, they're in love with France and they see themselves maybe one day wanting to become French. So I guess it's kind of a twofold question. It's like the actual visa process, the welcoming of that and how that works, and without going into the details because viewers can watch loads of videos that how we describe the process itself, but more specifically what
Sure.
does France how does France manage that as well in
Sure.
terms of that increase in number?
Maybe just to start with the starting point, I think it's important to recognize that France as a country has largely been built through immigration. A bit different as the United States, but the rationale is the same. So basically, we're a country that has been living for centuries and thriving for centuries thanks to immigration. So it's basically in our DNA to welcome foreign people that want to contribute to the French, national project. Second thing that is important, we had, I think it was 3 years ago or maybe 4 years ago now because time is flying by, a very interesting report from a French member of the Senate on our immigration policy called Hermelin. So he produced a report, which is basically the report that is now at the base of the way we perceive our immigration strategy. And basically, it boils down to using migration as a way to get stronger as a country, as an economy, as a nation. And it means that there are some specific things that we seek out of people that want to, set foot in France and stay in France.
Sure.
And basically what I would say is probably the United States is one of the countries that meets most of these criteria in terms, of innovation, background, ability to contribute.
So if you're watching this and you're seriously considering moving to France, we can help with everything from pet transport all the way to visas and of course the all-important residency. If you're ready to make the move today, go in the description box below, schedule a call, or you can use this QR code on screen. We're here to help make your dream come true.
I think we can say fairly confidently that we are a very welcoming country when it comes to hosting and welcoming American people that want to come in France. Now back to your questions. Yes, many Americans are in love with France. I can see that every day, and I think this image that we've been able to project worldwide, not only in the United States, is probably one of the greatest assets that we have as a country. And this is something we need to cultivate because of our culture, because of our gastronomy, because of the wide diversity of the regions we have. And so that's a great thing for us. And one of my jobs, of course, is to make sure that we contribute to foster and keep promoting this image. We do that to attract tourists. And you might be interested to know that the first origin of tourists coming to France, France is the number one tourism destination in the world, and has been for some time now. And the first origin is the United States.
Yeah.
And in terms of strategy, our target is really to increase the number of American tourists coming to France. That's something that is very clear. And it's also the case for people who want to relocate to France. We do have plenty of American people that are interested.
Well, I think it maybe starts with tourism.
Exactly, and maybe then they see what they see.
They realize what they could have, and the diversity to Europe, of course.
Absolutely.
And France's visa, well, let's be honest, is very attractive to a lot of my clients because I think we're looking at people that are, approaching early retirement.
Yeah.
We're in a different phase of the world right now, right?
You're right.
Remote working is something. You can maybe think, oh, okay, well, actually, at 55, I can escape the intensity of America, right? That's and by moving to somewhere like France with a great retirement visa, a really good tax treaty, it's going to be attractive once you know that that's available.
It's a very attractive country,
and it's stable. Like my parents moved 42 years ago, and the system and procedures were pretty much the same, right? I mean, they have, but.
You're right.
Not very little.
There are questions around that, but you're right. It's. I think the social agreement that is, kind of at the origin of this system is is still very widely appreciated by a majority of the French society. So I don't think it's going to
And that's
change
their worry. You know, a lot of my viewers and clients are, they're worried that because of political
Sure.
situations in the world, etc., that they're going to have a negative kind of approach to it. They actually, I've recently heard people that are worried that they're going to get their first visa. They don't even want to buy a house because they think that it's not going to be renewed. You know, the carte de séjour, the slight changes that we've had, they're very minute on the language levels. You know.
Yeah, I know.
And it worries people.
I know.
That are thinking about making that intercontinental kind of move, because let's face it, it's 9,000 miles away.
You're right.
You know.
It's far. I mean, you have flight connections that make it. But you're right.
But for British people that are getting in their car and driving across the channel, it's less of a risk than for somebody sat in California.
I do agree with that. What I cannot tell you what this future will look like, but what I can see is that we're approaching presidential elections in 2027, and from what I can see in the different programs of the wide range of candidates that have said they might run for it, there is no big bang. No major decision that could jeopardize the balance of the system as we see it right now.
Yeah, sure.
So I would still say there is stability despite the election cycle and despite things that might change, obviously, politically. But I think when it comes to the social system, it's more or less going to be stable.
Sorry to interrupt this video, but if you're thinking about moving to France, but this is going to be quite a few years away from now, but you'd just like to find out where the perfect spot for you guys is in France, well, you can use our Region Matcher service. This is going to be the perfect service for you. You're going to give us all of your information on what your hobbies are, what your kind of weather you like, what kind of activities you want to do, and our experts are going to match you with the 3 top regions and create a specific digital map so that you can review this and also have a call with myself for 45 minutes to discuss the region that we've matched you with and the reason why potentially this will work for you. So without any further ado, go in the description box or use the QR code to purchase your Region Matcher service.